Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make training videos and give you all the different options of how you can do that. I'm going to be using Camtasia. I recommend you use Camtasia. It is a little bit pricey, I totally get that. If you don't want to buy it, that's fine, but if you're going to be doing a lot of training videos, if you're going to be making a lot of apps and this is going to be your business, it's something that I would recommend you get and use because it's easy enough to use but professional enough as well. Now I'll show you the free options and stuff like that. If you want to use those, that's totally fine. At the very minimum, you're going to be needing to do screen recordings so you can show people how to use your software. Now again, you could outsource this, that's a possibility. Go onto Odesk, make a job posting, but there's a couple of drawbacks. One is it's going to be pricey to do that. Two, they're not going to know your software as well as you do, so they might not make the videos how you want them made. And three, you're not going to be getting that personal connection with your customers. So by me being on video here with you, you are getting to see me and inside my world and that facial connection, which really builds a tight bond. You know, you feel like you kind of know me. You know, like when you see people on TV, if you met them people in the street, you would feel that you've got that connection with them. You feel you already know them. Now, I've made millions and millions of training videos, and people actually recognize me from my voice, from my face. They feel they know me. They feel they've got that connection with me. So there's a powerful thing by getting on camera and getting on screen. But I totally get it. If you're not used to making videos, I've been doing it for a good, 4 or 5 years now. So I'm quite relaxed in front of the camera, but even now I still cringe when I watch myself and I see myself. And when you very first start doing that with videos, hearing your own voice and seeing yourself is just horrible. It's just, you're like, oh, is that really what I sound like? Is that really what I look like? But the only way to conquer that is just keep doing it and keep doing it over and over and over again, and you become more and more relaxed as you progress. So looking at the screen, of course, I'm already screen recording now, but I'm going to show you the free options. So at the very minimum, if you have nothing to use, then we've got Jing. Okay, Jing is limited. What it does, once you download it, it puts like a little yellow bubble in the top corner of the screen, or you can drag it around and move it wherever you want, but it puts like this bubble thing here. You click that, it'll give you 5 minutes recording time, and then you can use that as your video. So that's a very minimum. There's another one called Screencast-o-matic. There's probably loads out there. These are the ones I know of. There's this one. This has got a paid option. So the free one, you can do 15-minute recordings, screen and webcam recording. That's another option. You can shoot on your webcam so you can see your face in the corner of the screen. That'll give you that connection. Then you got the pro features here, which gives you no watermark, stuff like that. That would be a little bit better option. Then there's one, Moavi. This one here, I bought this one. I've used this one. They say it's a rival for Camtasia, which it isn't. It's quite good, but it's a little bit more difficult to use and not as good as Camtasia, but a lot cheaper. You get a load of other stuff with it. You get the screen recorder, you get a thing that converts videos, which is really, really cool. It will convert the format of audio and video. I've used that quite a bit because that's super handy. And then there's Camtasia, which I'm going to show you now. Like I say, I'm going to show you Camtasia. Take from this what you want and apply it to your own videos. So I'm going to give you a sort of a crash course on using it, but then you can apply this in whichever way you want to your other videos. I'm also going to show you how I'm recording this video right now, and how I'm going to cut because I'm recording on the screen, I'm recording on that camera there that you're watching me on now, and then I cut those together. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Like I say, just take from it what you can or what you want, but at the very minimum, you're absolutely going to need to do some screen recordings or have some kind of training videos for your software. So if I just take my iPhone here and record what I'm seeing, so you'll be able to see my setup and what I'm seeing. So I'm just going to hit record, and what I'll do is drop this video in. So there you can see my computer screen that I'm recording on. There I have my camera set up over there, and then just coming over here. So you can see that that's shooting over there. Now the sound I'm taking from my laptop, and I'll show you how that all comes together now right here. So looking back at Camtasia, quick guided tour of Camtasia. Here, this is the media bin. So this is all the stuff that we use to build up and make our video. Down this side is all the kind of options and effects. So I'll show you the ones we need for there. Here in the middle, this is our canvas area. This black area here is what our video will look like when we've rendered it out and finished it. Down here is the timeline. So this is where we bring our media down and we cut it and edit it and you know, and work on our video. It's built up in layers, so whatever's highest is kind of on top, and we'll see that, you know, as we build it up on the canvas. And then going from left to right is the amount of time that it is shown for on the screen. So we can use, up with our media, we can use sound files. So this is our Graphic River sound file. This is an image. This is just our logo. This is a camera recording here from my camera. This is a screen recording here, and this is my intro. So this is another video. So we can bring stuff into our media bin. If we're doing a screen recording, for Mac it's up here. Of course I'm recording already, but I would click start record. Then it makes a pop-up here come up, and you can choose to use your webcam or your audio, you know, where your audio is coming from. Then you click hit record and it's now recording, so obviously I can't press that. For Windows, I can't quite remember where the button is, but it's not up there, it's in another place. So if you're on a Windows, it'll be somewhere else, but it'll be pretty obvious. So you hit record. Once you press stop recording, it comes into your media bin. So you've got it in here ready to put down on your timeline. So what I've done here, I've already got my logo in. Let's just delete that from the timeline. So on a Mac here, I'm using my laptop, so it's 2-finger gentle touch, and then I just scroll to delete to get rid of that. If I want to bring something in, I just grab it from the top and I drag it onto the timeline. Now because it's a straight image, we can grab the end of it and we can pull it along, and we can make it show on our video for as long as we want it to show. So this here is our playhead. So I'm going to drag this along back down to here so we can see. Here's that image. Now on the canvas I can move an image around. So you'll notice on these videos we've got the logo in the top corner all the time. I can resize it and put it there. So that logo is now just playing throughout my video. There's no content in there. The music's in there, we'll look at that in a minute. The intro's in there, we'll look at all that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag down my screen recording down here, like this. And then I'm going to drag down my video recording, and I'm going to put it on top. So it's a big file. Just give it a minute. Oh, there it is over there. Just give it a minute to catch up. There you go. So I've overlaid the camera recording on top of my video recording. So as I'm talking, it's recording the sound on my laptop, and it is recording the sound on this camera at the same time. But the camera sound is awful. The laptop sound is good. You could do it by recording the sound on your phone as well. I used to do that a lot. So here we can see, when I was saying about the layers building up, we can see on top is that video from the camera of myself, and on the bottom is the screen recording. If I dragged it down this way, on top is the screen recording and below is the camera recording. So I want it up that way. So I'll just put it back up. Let it catch up. And then I'm just going to grab the corners here and drag it out so it fits the screen like that. Okay, so at the moment it's just on top. It's just going a little bit slow. So here we can zoom in and out on the timeline. So we can zoom right in, and these kind of jaggedy things here are the sound waves. What I need to do here is line up the sound by just roughly looking at these jaggedy points and seeing where it kind of looks like it lines up. So start by zooming out and zooming in, try and find something good. you know, something that sticks out that you can see could be where it lines up. Now at the moment it's a bit tricky. Now there looks good. So I'm seeing these top and bottom lining up. Looks good, looks good. So I'll just hone in a bit closer and a bit closer. Something you can do is clap your hands. So say if you're recording and you make a mistake and you, to save starting with everything all over again, whack your hands together and that'll make a big spike in the sound. It's like when they use clapper boards in films. That'll save you starting everything again, and then when you edit you'll be able to see where that big spike is and you can just chop it out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play it and we're going to listen to it and you hear it. Hopefully it's not perfectly synced. Sometimes I get it bang on straight away, but you'll hear like an echo because it'll be close, because both of those sounds will be playing. So let me just play it. And you will come up with a ton of... So hear how that's echoing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in even more. Now I'm getting somewhere close and we can see that it's quite far off now as we get closer in the zoom in. So I'm going to drag this top one along till it looks quite good, and then I'm going to try it again. And you will come up with a ton of posts. Okay, so that's good. So what I'm going to do, my camera recording's on top, so I'm going to just a two-finger tap on my mouse pad or a right click on Windows, edit audio, and then here I can drag the volume of this audio right down. So now I've only got the audio from my screen recording, which is a lot better sound. So let's click play again. You will come up with a ton of posts of people. So the audio is now coming from my screen recording and the video is coming from my camera on top. So the sound is perfectly lined up with my video on top. So let's zoom back out. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is trim up the ends of these. So for this one is longer, I can either just drag that straight in like that. So I'm dragging the end. See how the cursor goes like that bar with an arrow pointing inwards? That means it's dragging in from the end. If I put my cursor here where it's just the arrow, that means I'll move the whole video along. So I don't want to do that. I just want to trim it in. That's one way of doing it. Another way is by putting the playhead there and two fingers on the top or a right click and go split, and that makes a cut in it there. You see I can pull that away, and then two fingers again and I can delete that bit. Okay, so the easiest way is to drag it in and then it will like snap. You see that yellow line comes in, it's snapping to it, so it lines it up perfectly. So then I can zoom out again a bit, I can go back down this end and pull that in. So those two are perfectly linked up now. So as I'm talking and as you've been watching these videos, you'll see that it cuts back to the screen recording and cuts back to the camera. So the way I do that is I start watching it, and just to speed things up, hopefully you'll see me, like I can see myself looking down there. So now I'm going across to the screen recording. So what I would do there is highlight this top one, right click or two fingers on the mouse pad for Mac and split. Split all will cut both of these, but I only want to split the top one. And again, I put my cursor in there and I can drag it along. Remember how the cursor looks with that bar and arrows? So now I've made like a gap in this top one. So as I'm talking, let's just play it. Just take your time. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we can actually map it all out. But if we just quickly hop over to the screen, I'll show you a couple of little... So you see how it cut there into the screen recording. So then it can be going along. Of course, I'm not doing this perfectly, but I'm looking up at the camera. What I would actually do is actually watch this as I'm doing it. Next time I need to make a cut in it, I go split, I drag that along, you know, watch it a bit more, see what's happening, listen to myself. So that's how I cut those two videos together to make them good sound and work in combination. So I can be talking to you and showing you on the screen at the same time, okay? So again, bear in mind, this is a little bit more advanced. Don't panic if this is too much for you, or if you don't want to be on camera. Like I say, at the very minimum, you just need to get that screen recording, okay? But I'm just showing you the full thing so that it will help you in your journey, and you can, like I say, take whatever you want from this. So that's how we do that. If, for instance, you have made a mistake and you want to chop a bit out, okay, you can zoom in close to find. So let's say, for instance, see these lines here, this is the sound of me talking. Let's say here was good. Then I started talking about something else. I made a mistake. So maybe I clapped. You know, I don't really do that much anymore because I'm pretty used to doing it. But I might have clapped so I know where that mistake was. And then here I might have repeated what I started to say here, but said it properly. So I might want to cut this bit out. So what I do is put the playhead there, and then this green bit here I can drag right back so it splits the playhead, and then I can hit cut here so it will cut that bit out. So I'll be talking along, and then I will carry on talking with the correct whatever it was I was talking about. Okay, so that's how you can chop bits out and you can cut it. And you know, like I say, if you make a mistake, to save you resetting everything up, bang, clap on the hands, go back a few paces, repeat what you're saying, try and you know, follow it on from what you were saying before, make it natural if you can. Try not to move your cursor around on the screen too much as soon as you make that mistake, so that when you cut it, the cursor is still in the same place on the screen. So let's zoom back out. So once I chopped all that up, let's just look at this end. Now wherever your cursor is, if you're using this zoom in and out, it will zoom in and out where your playhead, sorry, where that is. So here, I want these audios to be a bit further along. Let's get rid of that cut one at the end. So I'm going to drag these along a bit. I want my intro to play first, then I want my logo and my music to start along with the rest of my video. So I'm going to yeah, by the way, I dragged out and highlighted all of these, so when I grab them, I'm grabbing them all at the same time and the whole lot's moving. Just going to drag it along here. It's probably going to take a few seconds to catch up. Drag it along here, and then I'm going to butt it up to where my intro is. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom in. Make sure there's no gap there, like that. Okay, so now we've got my intro's going to play. We've got my camera sound up here, camera image up here, and then we've got my screen recording down here. Music, logo, which shows all the way along. Once I know where the video is going to end, okay, I might have trimmed that a bit, but obviously I haven't looked at it for this particular one, but take a look at the end. I'm going to line up my logo with the end of the video. Now the audio I want to run a little bit longer. If I highlight these, or in fact I'm going to delete this one because I'm going to show you how to get the audio right. Let's drag in a new version of the audio. So when you very first do your audio, see how the volume's right up there? Because the spikes are high, but not on this one. What I do is I drag it down to about 1820. There, perfect, that will do. Now if I'm going to play it so you can hear it. Here, again, it's got a search field. So okay, see how loud that is? Now, when this is highlighted, it gives you the properties for whatever your, you know, whichever sort of part you're highlighting. So the music is highlighted here, this music part. It's giving us this properties, and it gives us this gain thing. So you can adjust this while it's playing so you can hear it. So I set it to about 1820 here, and then I turn down the gain while I'm listening to it. So I'm going to play it and do it and stop talking for a minute and turn that down so you can hear it. You can start searching, click up to the forums up here, start searching how to. So you see how I turn that down, and it's balanced out, so it's just a nice little bit of background music there. Okay, it helps things along. It makes your voice sound not as bad as usual, if you think your voice is bad or whatever, and you can get it just right while you're listening to it. So once you've got one of your audio, because this audio track is kind of repeating, once you've got one perfectly right, you can click on it, and then you can copy it. You can move your playhead along, and then you can paste it again and then butt it up like that. So you can get your music just right. And what I always do is leave it go a little bit longer than the actual video, so the video finishes, then the music fades out. So everything is kind of set in position there. So there's just a couple of last things we're going to do, and that is we're going to add some fade in and stuff like that. The music's going to fade out, so let's start with that one. This is the very end of the music. If we go to audio effects, you see we've got this fade out effect. So we can grab this and just drag it and drop it on that last one. So the music's just, that automatically does a little fade out of music. Now with videos, you should always end fading through black. So if we go to transitions, this here is a fade through black one. So you need to make sure every visual bit fades out black as well. Otherwise, one part will fade out and the other won't, and it will look funny. So we've got our image, we've got our camera recording, and we've got our screen recording. They're going to go down. I'm just going to drag them down, one on each. So all of those now will fade out. Let's just go and have a quick look at it so you can see what I mean. Okay, see how that all faded out, and then the music will play on for just another few seconds and then fade out. I'm going to do the same up this end. Again, on all of the layers. Now, where we've got these two butted up here, let's come and zoom in. When I drag that down, it automatically puts it on both sides. So this one fades out, this one fades in. That's all good. And then I'm going to put it on that one there. And you can lengthen and shorten these if you want to. Okay, but you want to make sure that these are all lined up here, and it will snap. You see that yellow line? So it snaps. As I drag it, it just clicks itself to the right place. So let's just play this. Okay, so that's that. Just in case I missed it, this media here where we can add music and images and videos and stuff like that, to put stuff into this media bin, you can either drag and drop and just drop stuff straight in there from files, or we can click this plus icon, click import media, and that will bring it in. So once you got to this stage here, what I recommend you do is save this as a Camtasia project. So what we do, we go, hold on, let me go to my folder where I've been keeping these videos. So here's my folder, Easy Software Pro, for this product. So I've got a folder just like I have a folder for all our app files and stuff like that. Here I've got training videos folder. So what I would do first, I would go and create a new folder. So we'll just be calling this demo, because I'll be deleting this one after. But you would call this, say, training video 1. I'm then going to drag out and just put it in with all these other training videos. So you can see as I've been going through, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. I've got my music in here, I've got my intro video in here, so everything's neat and tidy. So I just made that one called demo. So I've got everything ready on my Camtasia, and then what I'm going to do is go File, Save As, and then I'll call this demo, or whatever the training video is, and then I would put it in training videos. There we go, that's better. Then I would put it here in this training videos and click save. Save again. So that's now saving as a Camtasia project, and I'll show you the reason we do that. So I've saved that as a Camtasia product, or I'll show you in a minute. So then what I would do is come up here, click share, local file, save this as an MP4, put it in the same folder as the Camtasia project. Now what I'm going to do is just close this one off if I can without. Yep, that's good, that's closed. So back in my folders, remember we saved this one, here it is. So it's got like this green icon. If I double click this, it's going to open up that project exactly as we saved it. So if we just give it a few seconds to open up. So 2 reasons. Number 1, if we want to go back and make any changes or anything, we've got it saved at this point exactly how it is, so it's going to save a lot of messing around, re-editing stuff like that. So then what I would do, I would export that MP4, so that MP4 is finished, ready to upload to YouTube, which we'll cover in another video. But now, at this point, I'm going to make video number 2. So I would start screen sharing, and then when I stop screen sharing, what will happen is, this here is a screen share for this video. What would happen is another video would pop in here which will be a screen share, and then all I would do is just delete the stuff I'm not using. So the camera video and the screen share video, delete those two, and then my new screen recording would already be in here, and then I would add my camera recording, and then that way my music's already here, my logo's already here, my intro's already here. I can restart editing everything, get everything ready, and then I can file, save this as a Camtasia product, and it's just gonna help me move through much faster. It means my logo is going to be in exactly the same position on every video. You know, my audio is already going to be set. All I need to do is copy one of these and extend it if I need to. If I need to extend this or shorten it, I just drag it out. So all I need to do then is just edit up, position, render, and go through that process like that. So that is, you know, Camtasia does do, oh, there's one thing actually, just undo that. With the screen recording, there's one thing, another thing you might want to use. Now, of course, there might be lots of other things you want to use, but here, cursor effects, this is something you're going to want to use. You can, let's just look at the different ones. Now, the yellow one is the one I always use. So that puts this yellow circle around the cursor. If you want to get rid of it, see, I press this little arrow here, right click or two fingers on a Mac, remove effect. So let's try this spotlight one, like that. Now, of course, you probably don't want to do that because it darkens everything else out. I'm just showing you. Remove effect, and then you've got this magnify one. It does look pretty cool, but to be honest, you don't really need it. Let's try and get it in a good position. There, you see how that's magnifying around the cursor there. Okay, so there's something there you probably almost certainly are going to want to use. All of these effects and transitions and stuff work in the same way. You know, you select what it is you want to do, and then once you've selected it, you just drag it down onto the media that you want to use it on. Okay, so you're going to want to use the cursor effect. I would go for the highlight one. You're going to want to be using transitions, and you want to be looking at the fade through black one. Audio effects, the fade out for music, and apart from that, everything else you could, well, media, of course, you'll need to bring media in. Apart from that, everything else you can just have a mess around with, you know, in your own time, and just throw them in and see what does what. On this screen here, anything you're working on, if you just click, it highlights it with that yellow around, so that means you're working on it. On the canvas here, you can grab and move around, okay, to position stuff. You can grab corners and resize stuff, okay. And just something else you might want to use, you see when I click this up here to this icon, square icon thing, these corners went from round to square. I'll go back, they're round, we'll go there, square. When they're square, that means you're cropping it. So if you want to get rid of stuff, you're cropping. When they're circle, you're resizing. Okay, and everything in this black area here is going to be what's actually seen on your end video. And whenever you click, you've always got this properties thing over here. So that gives you extra kind of editing stuff for the properties, depending on what it is you're using. So that's pretty much it for training videos. Hopefully that's clear enough for you, but like I say, just don't panic. You know, this is a little bit more advanced. But again, if you're going to be making a lot of training videos, I do recommend that you get Camtasia, but I do also understand that it's quite expensive. But just do what you can. Like I say, at the very minimum, you do need those screen recordings. Okay guys, so that's it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.